All right, guys, how's it going today? It's actually snowing. I don't know if you can see out my window. It's snowing crazily in Atlanta, Georgia, and they've let me out early in the office, but I'm getting some work done for Blend Logic because I wanted to kind of get in touch with you guys. It's been a while. I've been traveling a bit for my BI gig, but today I have Lysandra on the call, and last I spoke with her was a month ago. We were kind of scoping out how things were on how her business was going. She's in Jordan Lawley's Trainer's Guide to Success series, and and part of that in part of that course, I offer like free digital marketing consulting. So I'm really excited to see, how she's progressed and turned things, hopefully for the better. She's already started on some of the things I put out there in Jordan's program is doing WordPress sites, doing the Instagram, doing the social media marketing, kind of how to set up Pixels, Google Pixel, not Google Pixel, not the phone, setting up the Google ads, such as the Google Analytics. That is the word I'm looking for. And really ways she could scale and pivot what she's currently offering to something more scalable. And so hopefully getting her on the line in a couple minutes. She said we're shooting for 2 p.m. Pacific time, so 5 p.m. here, right when things are kind of wrapping up. It's real dark and gloomy outside, but I'm gonna send her a text, see if she's coming up, and then we'll get started soon, guys. It's been crazy week, guys. I don't know if any of you guys trade crypto. Bitcoin's been blowing up. My iPad's going off for some reason. I just kind of feeling it. I want to tell you guys that I really want to say that in terms of crypto and investing, um, you really want to be cognizant of everything that is available in the market and really considering where you place your money. So what I kind of the mindset that I have when investing, in crypto or whatnot is, could this opportunity offer more returns than with the money how I could use it? And a lot of my cash flow goes into providing better camera lighting, better camera equipment, getting different angles, getting more software, investing in software. And that's a big attitude I have in myself is, if you choose stocks or whatever stock, people do Forex. I've done Forex. I have crypto. Really you should think about it from that frame. Because when I think about it, it's like, okay, if I buy this stock, that means that with this, however much you invest, $500,000, whatever you guys are at, they could do it. They are a better investment than myself, and it really gets me really thinking about, man, why do I not believe in myself? Why would I choose to do this stock or that stock? And really, it helps. I'm saying that to help motivate, because that's what helps me motivating any purchase decision is, hey, what is established here and how could it compare to the value that I could add to the world. But I've dabbled in crypto. I actually have one of my machines is mining right now. So I believe Lysandra just joined on the line. Hey, are you there? Can you hear me?
Hey,
Hey, how's it
hello.
going? I was actually doing kind of like an intro to it because I was doing an intro for the recording. But how's everything been going?
Everything's going good. Real good.
That's good. Yeah, you sounded kind of like you were on speaker. I couldn't really hear you. Um, I have actually a lot of clients in Los Angeles. Has the fires died down, or is your area is everything safe over there?
It's not actually. I just got to LA yesterday, but
Okay.
luckily I'm not too far up near the fires. But no, they're still going. They
Yeah,
look crazy too. They don't even look real. Like when you see it in person, it looks fake. That's how bad it is.
man, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Luckily for my clients and hopefully everyone out there to stay safe. It's here in Atlanta. It's actually snowing, and we don't actually get that a lot. So,
Oh,
you know,
wow.
getting
Yeah.
hit with this
That's
crazy
different.
weather. Anyone in Atlanta, stay safe out there. But yeah, this gonna be the same type of. I know I said earlier I record everything I do, so kind of just bear with me as I create and document this process.
All right.
So yeah, I've been following since we last kind of chatted, and I've been seeing you've been posting on Instagram. How's I guess how have things been since the last we chatted? I know you were saying you're re-inspired, and you're working on your website, and I said I mentioned that we would trade credentials so I could kind of help you out, but I'm just curious, how's everything been going?
Well, since we last spoke, yeah, I definitely been inspired, and I just been reaching out to people. And as far as my Instagram goes, interesting enough, one of my kids who is now in college, but I've been knowing him since he was 13. He's now 21.
Mm-hmm.
He's into film and photography and things like that. So I
Oh, that's
actually
cool.
hired him to run my Instagram and all my social accounts.
Yeah, I saw
So,
that like the quality has been going up, and I was like,
right.
awesome, because like,
Yeah,
but yeah, that's real awesome because yeah, you never really know how things can like come back around just by doing good. So I'm very
exactly.
happy for you.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm actually his first client with this type of work.
Oh
So,
man, yeah,
like we're all like helping each other out. Like you say, you got to reach out. You just got to search things. And I'm like, what? Let me see if Swade, what his name is Swade. I'm like, let me see what he would think about running my
yeah,
account for me.
that's
And
really awesome.
interesting enough, he had already been thinking about doing it. So he immediately had sent me up something that he had typed up. He was just
Yeah,
looking for an opportunity to
and
do
then
it.
it
So
just man, like every time I work with
yeah,
clients and I hear stuff like this, I'm just like, man, the universe works in mysterious ways. Because
right,
literally
right, right.
today, like I kind of manage Jordan's like week to week for his trainer's
Uh huh.
guide. So I know that
Uh
we
huh.
had it set up on a drip schedule, but some of the things that I had been, because I take consultations from the people in this program, I try to help improve his program, and I'm really
Hmm.
stressing on him to create videos on how his when he first started out, what things he was doing.
Right.
So I'll actually just email you a clip. I believe I have your email, but if not, we could trade contact. Um, the video I just watched, which I thought was really good, is he was talking about asking for help, and how when he was first starting out, he was reaching out to his mentors or just emailing people, reaching out, getting insights
Mhm.
here and there. And I've just been like watching videos on stuff like that, stuff that motivates me. And I told Jordan like, hey, that was really good, and I gave him some tips on like what could make it better. So
Right.
that's real
Right.
awesome.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
So I guess we'll just get straight into it. So in terms of the website, I know you're calling in. How did you want to like? Do you have my email for like exchanging, I guess, WordPress credentials and stuff like that? So I could kind of take
Let
a
me
look at.
see. Hold on. I had it. I had wrote it down.
If not, I don't know if you're by a computer, you just want to take notes. I could just give you my email, or I could even shoot it on
Okay.
Insta. That would probably be the best way.
If you could give it to me right now. What is it?
It's Alan ALAN dot Nafa NAFA at gmail.com.
Alan. ALAN NAFA NAFA at gmail.com.
Yeah, and there's a period between Alan and Nafa, and I also sent it on your Insta, so you could check that.
Okay.
Um, because unless I'm mistaken, the last we spoke, you were kind of in the middle of web design. Is the domain public right now? Can you mind if I check it out?
Yeah, check it out. I believe it is public. I think I only added like I remember last time we talked, you told me to come up with 3 pillars
Yes, yes.
for
What's
my brand.
Yeah? What is the website?
It's dylbasketball.com.
I got it up. I'm pulling it up now. Oh man, so I I see your front
Yeah.
page is still in the theming site, so I will get
Right, right.
you. I will get you something up very soon. Um, this is kind of not branded at all. But do you want to tell me about
Right.
the pillars you're talking about?
Yeah, so last time we spoke, you told me, because I was trying to, identify who I was as a trainer and just find my branding. So the three pillars that I came up with to identify my brand
Mm-hmm.
is pain, passion, progress.
And I, I, it, I really like that, but I want you to expand on it. But
Okay.
it's so crazy because literally one of my first kind of like business partners or my good friends that I started with, he's in personal fitness development, and I've just been like watching YouTube videos on the people I like following, like Gary Vaynerchuk and stuff like that. And we're really
Uh-huh.
talking about like what motivates or can cause action in people kind of older than 25, because there's a lot of studies done that like kind of after 18 your habits are already formed and you're less likely to kind of make changes. But what they say is that massive pain or will rewire your brain, right? And the slogan
Uh-huh.
that my friend said is there's two P's that make people change. Um, I guess from the people he's been training, or helping coach, and it was pain and passion. And
Right.
it's like I don't even know how to describe this feeling right now. It's almost like serendipity. It's like because I like when I when I get to connect with people who like kind of understand, or what I perceive is like trying to understand
Right.
life or understand the human condition.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that's awesome. And can you
So,
just build on those points? Because I'm just trying to gather like stuff or copy I could write for the website,
okay.
or even pass along to my copywriting team.
Right. So I came up with those three pillars because, like I said, this whole training thing started when I was at the Boys and Girls Club, just working with inner city youth. And I try to share with the youth that, nothing comes easy. Through our pains and our struggle, that's what makes us the strongest. So to just embrace the pain that you're going through to motivate you to get to where you already see yourself going. Um, and then passion, that came from just my love for the game of basketball because I've been playing since I was 9,
Mm-hmm.
and it's helped me go to college. I've been able to travel, just all the things that comes with that. My love for the game, and then my love for working with youth and giving back to my community, and just love and passion. Period.
Yeah.
And then just purpose, just understanding. Everything you do it with a purpose. You don't, even if it's the smallest thing, whether it's cleaning your room, you do it with the purpose of, making it be the best. Or if you're gonna run a mile, you know what I mean, you run it with the purpose to, increase your time. Or you know what I mean, when you're training or when you're being a part of a team, like you start when you start. Kids are always concerned with, well, I'm not a starter. Well, when you start, and when you get those minutes, you have a purpose, whether it's to rebound, to make the good pass that end up being, the game-winning shot. So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of where those three pillars came from. And honestly, it was kind of hard to like come up with three, because I remember when you first challenged me to come up with three things, I was like, wow, like
Yeah.
that's tough. So that's
Some
slept on it, and I
something I want
basically
to add that I really like your explanation of purpose, and I was actually just reading. I'm blanking on the title. It was I kind of read a lot of books, and I was telling you how in that new program I wanted to go over like bi-weekly book reviews or book clubs. But one of the things that they talked about, I believe it was grit. Um,
right.
they're talking about deliberate practice, and that's almost the chapter that I was reading that about kind of is hitting again the nail on the head for me in my journey, where like I want to do everything with a purpose and
Mm-hmm.
deliberately, almost like you're saying, because I played
Mm-hmm.
piano as a kid, and I remember my piano teacher got really mad at me because she was saying that there was a time when I was kind of getting bored with piano practice, and she was saying like, Alan, well, in like a she was pretty mad. She was like, "You're just wasting time because
Right.
you think that just sitting on the bench and playing the notes is what
Mhm.
practicing piano is, but it's actually like, no, you're playing piano because you're practicing piano. You're deliberately practicing because you're trying to like overcome this measure, this thing that
Right.
you're struggling with.
Mhm.
So I'll send you what that book is, and I'll send you a video on the book, on kind of my breakdown of it, because I think that that chapter specifically will it can help you kind of grow on that pillar, because now that you have like the three pillars that you want to build your business upon, it's important
Mhm.
to like kind of have content and grow on it and be able to consistently talk about it. So I hope that if you pick up that book, or you read a section about it, you know, is another tool to your arsenal of talking about deliberate practice. So
Right. Okay. That sounds like a plan. Now, when you said you want me to go deeper with those three pillars, is that like an example of a way that I can expand with that?
yeah, so um like if I was to audit your Instagram right now, and since we last like I know you've been working on your Instagram, and also I've been seeing the type of content you've been putting, but you really want to make it consistently that though pain, passion, purpose is just transparent, that anytime someone's going on your, I'll just use Instagram for example right now, because we're going to set up your website to kind of build on that. But writing copy, because you've been doing it, or right now you've been putting quotes, if I'm just kind of looking at it right now,
Uh huh.
but just keep on coming up, and now that it's in your conscious, or you've said it, I assume written it down,
Mhm.
you'll keep finding that in your life, and just kind of drawing upon it, being aware, being cognizant, and being like, oh hey, that this is something that's really vibing with my business, this
Mhm.
passion in basketball, because I heard something about passion here or there, and then just sharing about that content, right?
Mhm.
So kind of in the way that in the content I make, or even in this conversation right now, where I was like, hey, I read this book and it talked about deliberate practice, and it just so happens that
Right.
you said purpose, right?
Mhm.
Because I'm recording this, I could just take a snippet or whatnot, or just post a whole thing, post the whole thing, and people will know like, hey, that is a foundation of Blend Logic. It is like, that's something that Alan's trying to
Right.
build his brand around. So
Right.
um, really, it's just being aware of it now that you've um, you know established it, and then
Mhm.
brick by brick, that's how you build a house. So you'll
Right.
just, I encourage you to kind of keep making posts, just around those three, and then so that those will always be synonymous. And
Right. I understand.
yeah, but I'll say like the photos that you've been posting are just really bringing up a notch, like the level of
Right.
quality.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Swade's amazing. And what's crazy is he goes to school in Arizona, but obviously he's from LA,
Yeah,
and I'm in LA working with the Sparks right now. So he just so happened to be out here, and we just met at the park, and I put a post up, and I have a lot of my kids that I work with and I train, and they just met me at the park, and we got
yeah,
a workout in, and he just shot, and
yeah.
so it just worked out. So the
Hmm.
plan is for him to come out to LA once a month, and we
Oh
get
man, that
content.
that is
Just
so
do.
sick. Like that, I'm so
Yeah.
happy that you're able to like connect that way, because it's like,
Right.
I don't really know. I just feel like things happen. I don't want to say like, I don't know. I'm sure you get that feeling too, where it's just
I
like,
get
man,
I
I,
get
I
what you're
can't
saying.
believe it's
Yeah.
just happening. It's like, wow, I got a photographer and stuff like that. So I'm really
Right.
happy for you. That's so awesome. I
Right.
was
That's
gonna,
why I was so happy when you said that. We can work like that. I was like, wow. Like you said, once you get that ball going, once you change your thoughts, once you change your energy, like
yeah.
things will just fall into place. And I'm just thankful that it's happening. So now I'm in a position to where I need to make sure I am ready and prepared for what is to come.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
once success comes, I need to be in good shape. I need to be in mental, so I just need to be in that realm so that way I can continue to grow with everything that's growing around me. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, and I've
it's
been thinking
exciting.
a lot about like kind of what you're saying on that, and um like in terms of like preparing yourself, because you really don't know how you'll affect people, but you want, it's not just about when you start thinking about things where it's like not just me, but I'm inspiring others, so I need to be on my
Right,
A game. It's just
right.
crazy how at least in my journey, it's like this energy comes, and
Yeah,
you're like, I need to be better than what I've been yesterday,
exactly.
and keep
Exactly.
growing.
Every day. Every day. So,
So
yeah,
I was
it's
gonna
definitely
add
a choice.
something I heard you just say. You're out there working with the Sparks. Um,
Uh-huh.
would there be any like possible way? Because I kind of looked at your Instagram, but is there any way you
Uh-huh.
could kind of leverage that um, and that connection? Do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. I like what do you mean leverage it in what way?
So I was just reading on like marketing and whatnot, where it's like a way that you could come across to people to kind of have them and their focus is by leveraging, it's like an authoritative bias, right?
Uh-huh.
So when, like, for example, since we've been going to school and we listen to the teacher, we listen to whatnot, so we need to leverage the accomplishments that you have, so that when people come across and they're getting to know you, trusting your brand, they'll say, "Hey, this person's
Right.
actually putting in the work. This isn't an authority, and
Uh-huh.
that's something I want you to get across in your branding."
Okay.
Because what it does is it separates you from the crowd, and it's kind of like that's where the state of marketing is at, you know.
Okay.
It's just that's where it's kind of going. It's like there's influence in markets.
Okay.
So you've seen what Jordan does, how he works with NBA. I don't know if you follow, like he's had
Right,
workouts
right,
with Steve Nash and all these people,
right.
and so there's like these social proof connections that you have access to that you want to be building upon. And I'm sure it's the same reason
Okay.
you want to work with me, where I've worked with Jordan, I've worked with
Right.
like Anthony, who works with Dr. Phil and stuff of
Right.
that nature, where
Okay.
when you get a first impression of someone, if it's not good, not to scare you from like going for perfectionism, but
Mhm.
if you have a poor first impression, it takes about like 7 times for them to rewire their perception of you to think that you're worth listening to, right? So you always want to
Right.
come from the authoritative by. I mean, I'm not saying always come from, but like I don't want all the rest of your posts, but people need to at least be aware that this is something you're doing, right?
Yes.
So I would just
So what?
encourage
So
having.
should I? So should I like include it in my bio? Because I have been reposting. Like the Sparks have been tagging me on their Instagram page. So should I see if it's okay if I can like put it as part of my bio
Yeah, or
and
even
on my web?
leveraging, like, I would leverage, if I were you, I would leverage Instagram Live if this is the one market we're going to blow up first, because
Okay.
it's like this isn't staged. You're actually there right now. You're training, you're
Okay.
helping out in that capacity. And then like for
Right.
me, like I post when if Jordan tags me in a story or he gives me a shout out, I'm like, hey, really appreciative, and I kind of make it my story. And then what I would do for content is if it so happens that you could get like a camera photo shoot of you training or whatever capacity you're doing with the Sparks, then that's something you could ask them and be like, hey, I mean, I assume you'd have to ask them first. It's always, I mean, don't be afraid to ask. I would just say, hey, do you mind if I take some photos for my business Instagram stuff of that nature?
Right. Right. Okay. I will do that.
So on that note, is there anything like you you could also share that perhaps we haven't looked into of any other social proof, quote unquote, things you could
Um.
be adding?
Yeah. Actually, I'm a Nike Junior Drew League trainer. So the Drew League is a big league out here in LA. It's pretty much like the Rucker Park of New York, but
Yeah,
we have
that's
our own
sick.
there.
Yeah. Okay.
So I've been a trainer for the youth every summer. I believe I just did my third or fourth summer with Nike.
Okay.
So yeah, I do that. I've worked with AC Green before. I worked his camps.
Okay. Do you
Uh,
have any photos or anything you think you'd get from that, or because this is stuff that we could like
I,
put in your website,
okay.
and then like something that Jordan does is like the previous people he's worked with, he makes posts on his Instagram where he's like, I'm glad to see the person I've been worked with is having success.
Right.
Kind of, subtly associates that brand with him. Because another
Okay.
thing that, it's popular to do in this influencer market where I would say society businesses are heading to is like, the more you're associated with these brands that people already in their brain is like Nike. I know what that is.
Right.
Just do it or whatnot and stuff like that. The
Mm-hmm.
brain forms connections, and that's what you want people to be doing when they see your brand. They're like Sparks.
Mm.
Oh, here's a trainer. Nike.
Right.
Here's a trainer.
Right.
So that
Mm.
you could
Yeah.
leverage you could leverage the
No,
marketing.
you right, Alan. You right. No, I'm listening. For real. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, you like like oh man, what was it? Like Coke, they do it
Right.
when
Hey, that's the example I always use, because I'm trying to think of my logo, and I want it to be something that, like, when people see it, they not only see me, but like you're saying, they see everything that else that I'm connected with.
yeah, no,
Okay.
the
So,
study I'm thinking about, I read this, man, I need to get like better at remembering the books I hear these things from. Like, because I'm very transparent where it's like, hey, I'm not getting these ideas from me. I'm reading these books, or I'm getting these mentors, or I don't know. I just watch YouTube videos, or, whatever it is. But it was saying that the most recognized brand is not Disney, and I want to say it's like Cheerios. And I could be totally butchering this research, but the idea was that there's no triggers for Disney. The only triggers you'll be reminded of Disney is when you go to Orlando or you go to, where do they have it in California? I never remember. Is it
right.
in LA or
Anaheim.
Anaheim? Yeah. But the triggers for Cheerios is every day people eat breakfast. So they're going to be thinking about, oh, what do I need to do in the morning? Eat breakfast. Oh, here's the thing. And then other companies have leveraged the association bias where like I don't know if you're aware that like I don't know if they have it in California, but I see all the time here in Atlanta there's billboards where it's like Coke, it's good with pizza or good with Pizza Hut.
Right.
So
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
they're gonna rely on that because Pizza Hut's gonna do their marketing, but now they've
Uh-huh.
associated it and be like, oh, I want a Coke with this. So kind of
Exactly. Yeah. We do that. They do that out here. It's like pizza and a Coke.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
certain
and
stuff
so
that just, you
it's
gotta
crazy
have.
when you learn about it and you see these like billion-dollar companies doing it, and you're like, I could do that myself. Like I work with Nike, I could establish a branding or a linkage. I just need to do
Right.
it, right? And I mean, you've built yourself up, and you've already been working with them like 4 years now. You said so.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
So,
just freestyling right now
what part
of
of
what I
it is?
think could help you out.
No,
Yeah.
you're doing. Yeah, no, that's definitely helping. And I have these posts already on my Instagram,
Okay.
but I'll just have to repost them because now that I have this following and now that I'm working on my, you know what I mean? Like you said, now it'll flow. Now people will be able to make the connections easier.
And not
So,
only that, it's like I'm kind of going to be talking to kind of the people watching, right? But also to
okay.
you. This is the scalability factor, right? Not only am I having a conference call with you, but if I repost this and people watch it, they'll say like, oh, wow, he's actually scaled his value. But with the post that you've already made before, like how much work are
Mm-hmm.
you actually doing reposting it? Like, like you've already
Mm.
done it, right? So all you have to do is just go back
Yeah.
and refer it, but you don't have to go through that, whatever, how long that clinic was or whatnot, right?
Okay.
So that's like
Okay.
that's what I want to kind of instill in people and start realizing is when they're doing this website branding, social media marketing, it's like opening up doors where they're like, oh man, I did work for Nike years ago, but let me just
Right.
make a post about it, and now people are reassociating, reconnecting, and the branding and the marketing's there, right?
Mhm. Gotcha.
And it is still snowing here. It's crazy.
It's definitely not snowing here, my man. We could use some snow to put out the fires, though, for sure.
Rain, snow. I was watching. It was like it was saying you guys were getting like Santa Ana winds of like 60 miles an hour or something crazy like that.
Yeah. Yeah, Santa Ana winds, and that's what's making the fire so hard to put out.
Yeah.
Um,
So I just got your
just found
email
out.
on the WordPress. Can you also send me like what the login username is? You don't have to do it for Site 5. You could just do it for the WordPress site.
Okay, WordPress. I believe it's going to be. I have to look for that. Do they ask you for what? Your.
It's either the username you used or the email. But yeah, just send it to me and
Okay.
I'll take a look at it.
So Sway just sent me over a picture that he changed my profile picture to. I'm
Okay.
gonna text it over to you.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Um,
For sure, send that.
but you can see, because I think what I love about Swade is, since we've been knowing each other so long, he knows like what I'm looking for. Like, he knows me. You know what I mean? He understands what I stand for, because he also played for me too. So
Yeah.
just check out the picture, tell me what you think, and I'm gonna email as
Yeah,
that's
I just
happening.
got
I'll
it.
email you over the username. The username.
Oh man, he even edits and puts text
Dude, you
over.
see him?
It's clean, man. This guy's hustling right now.
Hey, he's on to something, man, and he's young and he's hungry. I'm like, Sway, you got to keep going, man.
Yeah.
You got to keep
This
going.
is good.
So I believe my username is what I'm gonna send you.
Cool. So I'll shoot you a text. The book is from Angela Duckworth. It's Grit: The Power of Passion and Perseverance. So
Okay.
I kind of buy Kindle version, whatnot. I buy the Kindle. I buy the hardcover. Um, but yeah, that's something I want to kind of build upon. Is like, I mean, like for you, you were saying like your passion came from 9 years old, and it's great seeing how people get the passion. And I'm sure there's ways you could build your brand and that enforce the pillars that you've stated. And that's really what
Mhm.
I want to share is like, hey, if I could get you on being part of the client and maybe even part of the course, you could share how
Mhm.
you got to where you're at, and then like it's growing your brand, growing my brand, and like getting
Okay.
Jordan on. And that's kind of the community I want to build. I'm kind of just building it through my friend's business that we both started together, but kind of just the
Okay.
idea of impact that I mean, I really think I could have is just like spreading, as Jordan would say it, and my friends, it's like re-sparking the fire in people's eyes, or
Right.
flaming the fire.
Mhm.
Because I
Mhm.
just have a personal
Definitely.
belief in like people I meet. A lot of times, it's like I don't know. I feel like they've just lost the essence of life, and there's no like excitedness factor. Um,
Right.
but man, it's real sick here and how the grind is going, and the grind always rewards you. So, I'm
Yes. It definitely does.
okay. I got your username. I can test it out right now. Actually, let you know if that works.
Yeah. Let me know. Yeah, it says. I don't know. I hope that's it. Because I wouldn't think it would be anything besides that first part of my email, if anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm gonna put your email there, and then you said the password was the same. So let me put that in. That did not work. Either the password you gave me or the
For the username.
yeah. Let me try
Okay. Let me see.
admin.
Yeah, because I think the way that I accessed, no.
I mean, you could always just we could figure this out. We could put your
Can
email.
you set it to what I just, the two things that I sent you? Can we just set it to that?
Yeah, but we'd have to find out like who the like lost your
Uh,
password. We need to know like a valid username, or a valid password. So if your password isn't associated with that account, then like you can't really reset it. So I just did a lost password on that email, and if you got an email address, that would mean that that email was linked.
Okay. Let's see if I got an email. Yep. Okay. Password reset. Doing that now.
Okay, and then you could just set that password to what you just sent me.
Okay. Gotcha.
Cool. So that should square away me being able to do like the web design process for you. And then yeah, we could just continue like talking. I'll make like some designs, maybe use the photos that you send me. It's something that one of my other clients is doing that was really sick. He sent me photos. He used to work with like Kobe and Shaq, and I was like low key jealous that that happened because the most I've gotten to Kobe, it's
Yeah,
like
that's dope.
it's dope. And like I actually went to Kobe's last game in Atlanta. So
Oh wow.
I literally was like, I need to be there, and I tried to sit like right behind him, but I couldn't get those seats.
Uh-huh.
But like to me, it
Okay.
was like worth it because everyone I told was like, they're like, Alan, you're crazy for like trying to get those seats, right? But to
Right.
me, like Kobe didn't just mean like, you know, like everyone has their
Yeah.
own meaning. Like to me, he was the embodiment of like working hard and getting
Right.
and perfecting your craft, and that success could come from it. And I was like, I
Right.
need to be in this guy's airspace. Maybe I'll pick up on something.
Exactly.
No, it was really funny. Something I heard that from like, there's a lot of Kobe stories around the internet. But one of the things was, I think towards his like last year, he like Brian Kelly was still for the Lakers, and like he really sucked, or like there's a game where he really sucked, and Kobe was like, "You suck" from the bench, and like,
Oh.
and like Brian like sat down, but he was motivated, and Kobe Bryant was like, I don't really believe in um, this you're good, or like, I'll tell you
Right.
you're good and you'll just become better. Like sometimes you need harsh criticisms to motivate people. So it's something I keep in
Exactly.
mind. Like I'm not very harsh on people, but I try to like, you know, keep the pace, so to speak. So
Mhm.
I don't know. There's a lot
Yeah,
of
you're
things I
right.
could talk about Kobe and what I like, but it was cool.
Yeah, he's
He
that
had
guy.
pictures of him and Shaq, and like him and Kobe, and
Mhm.
him working with like, and I was telling him like on a consultation like this, it's like these are things that you're not even posting, but like this would so build your brand. If like, imagine like receiving, let's just say I don't know if you follow other basketball trainers or whatnot, but
Uh-huh. I definitely do.
okay, so for me, being like a basketball fan, if I got an email from a trainer that was like, what I learned working with Kobe for uh training Kobe for a week, and then he shows a picture. It's literally like a vintage picture, like almost like Polaroid of him and Kobe, and he wrote this whole
Mm.
thing where it was like whatever his pillars were, right? Like this is what I learned from Kobe, and this is now that's these these foundations. What I learned from Kobe is what I instill in my kids I work with. I'd be like, dude, if this guy comes to Atlanta, I'm gonna work with this guy, right? And that's how it was for Jordan.
Mhm.
And that's the kind of marketing that, or I'm hoping, sharing this with you is building ideas in your head of how you could
Exactly.
leverage, the work that you've already done.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Okay, I got the password. So let me try
Okay.
again. Okay, I am in.
All right.
So yeah, I'll just be kind of working it on. I'll let you know how far I get and stuff, and it'll just kind of be like a week by week process.
Okay.
Um, but I can definitely get it better than, no offense, but
Yeah.
than what it is at right now.
I
So
trust me, Alan. I know. Remember, I called you. I'm like, Alan, I don't know what I'm doing. I know you. I know you said drag and drop. I know you said click to. I'm like, dude. Okay.
that's
Let
see
me just
that's
keep
why it's
watching.
on me where it's like this course creation I'm making. It's like eventually, anything could happen, right? I mean, not to,
Yeah.
knock on wood, but like anything could happen. And if I didn't make something that people could like easily follow and, have impact, even if it's just making a website or teaching people how to do it themselves, right? That's the kind of things that push me to like record content, make these courses and stuff like that. So see, that
Glad
just
to
tells
help.
me I
Glad.
need to get better at my video documentation process.
No, and honestly, computer stuff is just, hey, I was trying, I was still watching the videos over and over. You see, I did a little bit of stuff, put some words in there.
I
But
feel
I
you.
know
I
it
feel you.
definitely was a process for sure.
Yeah. All right. So anything you want to ask me, or like I feel like I've instilled my week's worth of inspiration that I've had. um and I think I've given a picture of kind of the stuff that you could start doing. Do you have any questions on even Jordan's product or anything related to anything that I'm connected with?
No, I think we pretty much covered, as much as we could for now. I like how we're able to go on tangents, but still we always come back to the purpose. So
Yeah.
I think if we keep having these conversations, like you said, and I know for sure you challenge me. I always find like a challenge or something within the conversation. And
Yeah.
from this conversation, I need to read books. Like that's not really my thing. I don't really read.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like that's where I'm losing. That's how that's what I'm missing. I need to add that to my daily life, just reading books. So
Yeah, I mean that's something
I'm
like
definitely
I try to instill is like it's not I'm glad you kind of picked that up, but it's also like, it I think I tried to make a recording on this where it was like when I was getting started and I was like, oh man, like I could actually just do exactly what these books say and it could work out. Like my business partner who started like this business that I'm doing now, he was like, oh
mhm.
bro, let me just give you these books because he's already read them and he just like doesn't need them. And in my mind, I was like, man, this guy's like, I've been so far behind on this like book thing, quote unquote. Like he's just giving me books that have helped him, and then we've been chatting on them. And then as I've like kind of connected with more people, like and his business partners, they're like, oh, here's the books that I have changed my life, right? And so
Right,
that's what really instilled it in me was like, all right, like this is just something I got to do. Um,
right.
and so passing that forward onto you, there's like a lot of good ones out there, and that's what I kind of want to make these like pace setting book reading club online or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I'll send you a link on kind of the grit book and then another one that I thought was good, and then we could kind of just keep chatting on how we could be building like your marketing and something that I will add that I do, not to kind of push like my routine on you, but you could
Go for it.
test
Go
and
for
see
it.
if it works. So I start off and like I write down the goals I want to accomplish in the morning. So not to be an Apple fanboy, but I specifically got an iPad and an Apple Pencil just so I could like jot down notes. But I have it
Mhm.
documented and I could search my handwritten notes. So you don't have to take it that far. But the
Mhm.
gist of it is write down like what you wanted to do, and then what
Mhm.
like in midday or end of the day be like, what did I do, and then why didn't I wrote this in the morning what I did wanted to do, why didn't I accomplish that? And then like I
Okay.
started really seeing like, hey, these are things distracting me from like not getting what I said I wanted to do in the morning. So the next
Okay.
day I'm not going to do those things. And that's really helped me
Right.
in kind of almost like not bullshitting myself, where it's like
Right.
I'm
Right.
at where I'm at because for one, I didn't
This.
realize I was wasting time
Mhm.
doing this or that. And now that I'm more
Mhm.
aware, right,
Right.
we could just keep cutting the fat. As Jordan Lawley says, he eats filet mignon. He cuts the fat, right?
Mhm. Right. Right.
Man, I really harp on like I really want to push Jordan on like recording his sessions because he says so much like flame
Right. Right.
flame stuff or like inspiring stuff.
Right.
Because he, like, one time he was talking about, like, his session was that he encourages kids to be like, hey, why are you trying to copy someone else's move when you could develop
Right.
your own move, or there's all this space in the basketball court, like, just do what gets you the points, don't go for flash, like, be like, the purpose is to get the ball in the basket. And he was like, these kids want to do these flashy stuff or whatnot, and I'm all about eating filet mignon, cut the fat, like, don't
Right.
do this
Right.
stuff that doesn't accomplish your goal. So
Right. And what's crazy is I hit up Jordan. I'm gonna be meeting with him. I'm gonna get a workout with him next Thursday.
you gotta record that or make something happen, because that's another leverage point.
All right.
And then just be like,
All right.
yo,
All right.
Alan's been helping me out.
Yep. I'm gonna hop in a session with a girl named Kalina, so
Okay,
I'm gonna work out.
that's
I'm
sick.
not supposed to be moving and working out, but hey, I gotta just do a little bit of something.
Oh, did something
So,
happen or?
yeah, I tore my ACL back in April, but one doctor say it was torn, another one says that it's just stretched out. So I just been kind of just taking it easy. I'm
Man,
trying to get
yeah.
a third opinion. So
Okay, yeah, you gotta be careful with that stuff.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
that could be
for sure.
pretty serious, but that's life.
Life,
You gotta
man.
prepare yourself. So
Exactly.
maybe if you get like a photographer out or some kind of thing for Jordan, and yeah, we just continue these talks. I got your website info, and man, I'm re-inspired talking to you, hearing how things are going.
Sweet, man.
It's like
Sweet.
it's a
That's
it's
what
a
we supposed
it's
to
a
do.
cycle, man. It's like, oh man, uh, I'm having impact. I didn't know I was having impact, and then you're like, oh man, I gotta keep going. I keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah, we got.
All right. Can't even tell if it's snowing outside. It's actually dark here. Hope the fires calm down. Everyone stays safe over there. Everyone you know in the LA area stays safe, and um, yeah, keep on the grind. Till next time, just hit me up
Till
with
next
any
time, my man.
questions. Yeah,
All right. I emailed you. Sway sent me a few more pics and videos from the shoot.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
emailed you so you can check them out and if, use whatever you need to for the website or whatnot.
Okay, maybe you could shoot him a text because it was a Google Drive. I just requested access, but you'd be like, hey, my web manager, Alan.nafa, is probably going to request this if you could accept it. And I don't know, shoot him a text.
Okay.
All
right. Gotcha. All right, Alan. Thank you.
Yep. Take care.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. It is dark outside now. I don't even know if it's snowing, but just got off the line with Lysandra. Defend your legacy. So I thought that was a pretty powerful meeting I had right there. I'm kind of inspired right now. I'm gonna make more videos. This is stuff that you gotta be working with. You gotta have your life around. Is like, if you're not, in my opinion, if you don't have these types of things happening at least once a week in your life, you need to really consider what you are doing. Because I don't know. For me, this is way more fun than what I've been doing in the past, right? And if there's nothing really stopping you but yourself from getting the life that you want, right? So it's like, I feel like people are always seeking permission. Even myself, I'm guilty of this. Of like, I would ask people, "Hey, should I do this? Should I switch careers? Should I post on YouTube? Should I record videos?" And I think all that matters in the end of the day is like, if you enjoyed the day you had, live each day present and appreciative. And yeah, it's crazy how like she was sharing how someone she had trained is now offering to shoot photographs, and that just doesn't come from if you do a good job as a trainer and you could impact someone's life and they come back to you several years later and now he's perfecting his craft in photography. It's like, it's stuff like that where it's like the little details or the little things that get you realizing the big picture of people you could impact. Like, really want to put yourself out there, and you never know, right? Because at the end of the day, you know, you're not sure how long your time is on this world, so you gotta be you're already giving it 100% and really optimizing, right? The same way, like in this video, or the video I made today, I'm talking about your your website. Do split A/B testing. The stuff I have in the course about optimizing your email marketing campaign. Like, you gotta also do it in your life. Like, you gotta see, like, you gotta test. Hey, is what I'm doing right now compared to this other thing I could do? And a beauty of it is that the way that social media, the way that YouTube, everything's posted is like, if you want to see what would happen if you start posting on YouTube, see what the successful people are doing, and then also see what the unsuccessful people are doing, and then kind of learn, build your own brand, build your own. The ways you say things is what people enjoy about watching you or watching YouTube or anything you do. So that's why I think the market's heading. Or I mean, it's already there, but it's still gonna grow. Uh, that was an awesome call. That's just it. It's dark outside. I gotta edit. Yeah, guys. Anyone seeing this on YouTube, I also post this on Jordan's program, my own program, YouTube. So there's a scalability factor, kind of things that you guys should be taking advantage of. Like, if you guys want to hit me up, you guys could just leave a comment, whatever channel you're viewing this on. Send me a DM. I connected with Lysandra on Instagram, and also in Jordan's program, but we communicate mostly through Insta. You know, yeah, ask. Just I market also to digital marketers. So if you are wanting to get in this space and help people, like when I got into website design, digital marketing, is because I believe that the small businesses or even the solo entrepreneurs could have impact, just like this one client I'm working with now, but they just need a little help or they need a little guidance, right? Because I spent like the last 3 years doing big data analytics, but I mean, not to sell myself short, but these companies will be fine if I stop working for them, or if these companies, like, there'll be another me who could crunch reports or do stuff like that, but to come into someone's life when I don't really know how to phrase it. It's like to come into someone's life when they're on the rise, or when their things are falling into place. It's like this magical sense of energy that I get. That's like, oh man, like the way that her photographer reached out to her when she was thinking about reaching out to him, like, or the way that the things she shares, or the books I was reading on the plane this week. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So if you guys enjoyed, hit me up. You have my email. Also hit up Jordan. It's crazy. I analyze the trainer's guide and the J-Law, his premium site. It's like, you guys gotta take advantage of this, man. Like, I just had a conversation with someone in LA. You guys have access to 200,000 Instagram followers. You could pick his brain. Like, he'll make time. This is what Jordan does. It's like, he inspires me. He'll help you. Like, having the conversation yourself is way more impactful than just watching like a static video on it, or hearing like someone tell you about him, right? Like, when he came to Atlanta and I saw what he was bringing to the table and teaching people, I was like, man, this guy's the real deal. And I knew that if he kept that passion and that flame, he would just continue to have success. And that's what's happening. And I'm like, I need to hook onto this guy's train, because this guy's going, like, and could instill, like, when she talked about like in the sub communications of things that I picked up on, it's like, that's the stuff that you want to surround yourself with, is these sub communications of what brings people to success. So I'm kind of going on a tangent here at the end of this video, but you gotta bear with me. That's what a lot of my courses are like. I want to provide value, but then also just be able to speak my mind, because I'm in this flow state right now. But it's like, if you surround, like, something I get a lot with like my friends and my coworkers, when they see people who have made it on social is they get this sense of they're like critiquing them or trying to find out how they got there. They'll make excuses on, oh, he did this, or oh, he's already from Cali or whatnot. He could have done like, but you got to see like the sub communication or the sub things that are the foundations of success, in my opinion. If you just pay attention, it's like, for me, when I was one, I got to see it in person, but two, was like Jordan posts every day, and to like, it's like, even if you don't have your own brand figured out, just to post every day on Instagram several times a day is like, for some people who are considering getting in this space, is a challenge. And you'll see how difficult it could be to kind of build it yourself, right? So I built Fest Nutrition, Fest Fitness when I first started, and it literally was making motivational quotes. And when I built that to Instagram, when I built those brands to like 10,000 followers, I was like, there, as Arnold Schwarzenegger said, there's no way of getting out of, as also Lasagna will say, the pain, right? There's no way of getting out of putting reps and sets into the gym. There's no way that you can make it on Instagram unless you put in time to Instagram and post content. So that's something that when I hear people saying all this stuff about, they got successes this way, like, you guys have a phone, like, just look at just scroll through the history, see how often they're posting, and then make a comment on, like, because really what I think it is the brain protects itself from it. The brain wants to always be right. You don't want to say, oh man, I could have done it myself, I could have posted, but I didn't, and so I'm just gonna hate on this person. And don't be like those guys. Like, just be like, okay, I didn't do it in the past. I've like the journaling concept, but I could follow in these guys' blueprint, and Jordan's program teaches it. I try to teach my own version of success, and I could accomplish it if I just put the same time in. So I am going to end this video. I hope you guys find anytime you guys just send me a text. Some of you have my number. If not, sign up for Calendly. And if you don't have Calendly yourself, if you're a digital marketer, you need to get that, because it just syncs up straight to your Gmail, and you can reschedule or cancel or message people. Really useful. So that's how I intake my appointments. Till the next video, guys. Take care.